So, dear students, today we will have a discussion about our textual topic, The Eyes Have It. It's a short story by Ruskin Bond. The Eyes Have It, a short story by Ruskin Bond, is composed in the background of Himachal. The autobiographical composition embodies a philosophical view of Ruskin Bond that people who cannot see at all or see very little, taking only the essentials, whatever registers most tellingly on their remaining senses. In fact, if the mind is not involved, mere staring or seeing is of no consequence. So, what we see, we can see it only when all our senses concentrate that that is our mind receives attentively. The story pivots around the matter of seeing and the difference between the realizations of a man with sight and those without sight. The title of the story ironically implies that not the eyes have it unless the mind have it, and the mind may have it if and when it wishes, even with all other senses except the eyes. So let's have the story now. The blind narrator, Ruskin Bond, whose eyes can only differentiate the light and darkness, now is alone in the train. He was going to Dera, that is Dehradun, and then to Mussoorie. At Rohana, a girl got into the train. Probably her parents, who saw her off, were very much anxious about her security and suggested where to keep her things, when not to lean out of the windows, and how to avoid speaking to strangers. The narrator was determined not to let the girl know that he was blind. As the train left the station, the narrator asked the girl if she was going to Dera. The narrator's voice startled the girl, and she said she didn't know that anyone was there. The girl told that she was going to Saharanpur. Hearing that the narrator was going to Mussoorie, the girl repented, expressed her sorrow that she is not lucky like the narrator because October is the best time to visit the hills. The narrator also explained, calling his past memories, that the hills are covered with wild dahlias, the sun is delicious, and at night one can sit in front of a log fire and drink a little brandy, especially in this season. Most of the tourists have gone, and the roads are quiet and almost deserted. The narrator became nostalgic and emoted out such a romantic account of October beauty in the hills. Then suddenly he made a mistake. He asked the girl, "What was it like outside?" But the girl could not recognize his blindness. Now the narrator dared to comment that the girl had an interesting face. To this, the girl, with a clear, resonant laugh, said that His remark is quite new, for she was tired of hearing the same remark, that she had a pretty face. The narrator promptly replied that interesting face can also be pretty. Now the train was nearing the station Saharanpur, and the girl expressed her happiness that the journey was short enough, whereas the narrator began to feel an anticipatory longing for her companion. He began to miss her. At last, the girl gathered her belongings and bade the narrator goodbye. As she stood very close to him, and the perfume from her hair aroused an indomitable desire in the mind of the narrator to touch her hair. But she left the compartment, and she was received by her aunt at the platform of the station. A man entered the compartment and introduced himself as a less attractive traveling companion than the girl. His words broke the narrator's reverie. Very curiously, the narrator inquired if the girl had her hair long or short. The man was perplexed and replied that he did not notice it. He only noticed her beautiful eyes, which were of no use, as she was completely blind. So here the story ends abruptly because this is a short story. And thus the narrator, that is Ruskin Bond, juxtaposed the two things. One is those people who can see and receive the concept of having the view, and those people who cannot see but receive the view with the help of other senses, and finalizes